Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday morning. We're out on the nature reserve. Some nice sunshine, which is refreshing. I want to talk about a very, very important aspect of healing that isn't discussed enough, and specifically in the context of matured hops extract is not discussed enough, which is the distinction between being in a catabolic and an anabolic state. When we hear anabolic, we think anabolic steroids and whatever, which is like, you know, a different issue. But the point is, anabolic steroids are a natural part of your body, a healthy body's functioning. Okay, so let's leave aside the inappropriate use of that. But so what's the difference between anabolic and catabolic? Catabolic means breaking down, anabolic means building. So, and the core distinction is that when you are in fight and flight mode, you are in a catabolic state. Your body is concerned with one thing, which is getting your ass to safety. There's a lion coming, right? So all it will do really is break stuff down. It will break down tissues, muscle, collagen, which can help age your skin and stuff like that. And if you are stuck in that catabolic state for the majority of your life, which is where most people are stuck, then you're going to be breaking down. Okay? And if you think about it in terms of, you never maintain your property, right? You never paint the windows, you never clean, you just don't fix anything, and eventually the whole thing will just start to crumble and rot if you don't change the discs on your car, or top up the oil, or top up the coolant, and anything like that. Then it's just going to degrade, and that's what's going on with us. And that's maybe why we've got such an epidemic of chronic disease. And there never used to be anything called chronic disease, right? And these so-called diseases, which aren't really diseases, but they creep up on you over time, and they're all supposedly incurable, irreversible as well, which I do not believe. So what I think is going on is that this is a long process of breaking down. Your tissues, your cells, your kidneys, your everything. You're just not getting enough time repairing compared to the time that you're spending being under pressure, under stress, and your stuff being broken down. On the other hand, that's when you're in the fight or flight or sympathetic nervous system dominance. On the other hand, in the parasympathetic nervous system dominance, you are in an anabolic state, which is where you are rebuilding. Now, ancestrally, it stands to reason that we would have been in that state for maybe 75% or 80% of our time. Maybe 90%, I don't know. So basically, when you're not hunting or in a dangerous situation, you'd be relaxing like lions and leopards do. They're lounging around in the sun. You're sitting there, you're making a craft thing, you're having a laugh, whatever, you're eating, digesting. Happy days. You're in the camp and all is well. Okay? So just think about the difference between spending 3/4 of your time when all the cells in your body know that it's safe, know that you are safe, and that you can safely just be in repair mode, and only a minority of your time spent in damaging mode, compared to the opposite, which is what we've got today. The high stress of modern society keeps us in damaging mode for most of our time, and we're only getting a little bit of time to repair. So, if you are suffering any chronic condition, this is something definitely to think about. And I can't tell you any of the details, but I've seen incredible results. So if you've got any chronic condition, just drop me a message, please. Just put more in the comments. But likewise, if you are recovering from an injury, a fracture, an operation, or if you are an athlete, right? You want to be in an anabolic state when you recover, because that's when you build, that's when you get stronger. If you're training, and then between your training sessions, you're supposed to be in recovery, and you're under a lot of stress, and your nervous system is out of whack, then you're not going to be building that muscle, building that bone, and rebuilding all of those organs in the way that you're supposed to be. So I think it's a fascinating area to discuss, is this difference of how we can switch our nervous systems back into the healthy state for more of the time for all kinds of reasons. So yeah, if you are suffering any kind of long-term chronic condition, including also mental health issues and nervous system issues, this is definitely 100% something that you should look into and try. If you want to know more, I've done a 35-minute presentation that explains exactly what this stuff is and exactly how it works on the body. Well, pretty much exactly how it works on the body at a high level, and what it could do for you. So if you want to know about that, just drop the word more in the comments. I will send you the link to the presentation and I'll help you however I can.